My pregnant sister wants my dog gone. She says it's bad for her pregnancy.
Did the doggy eat your baby?
My 15 male dad passed away not that long ago. It'll be 6 months next week. My mom moved us out of our house because she said it hurt her too much to be there. And now we're living in this new house for 2 months. And so far, I hate it. By the way, this comes from user Keep My Dog. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, last month, my 20-year-old sister told us she's pregnant. So now her and my mom are getting ready for a baby in the house. To be honest, I'm not really excited like them, but I thought, whatever.
Yeah, well, you're like a 15-year-old teenager.
You're 15.
Yeah.
That is until yesterday. My sister told me I have to get rid of my dog before the baby comes. I asked her why, and she said because dogs are bad for pregnant women and newborn babies because they carry germs and parasites. I told her that's not true. I always bathe my dog. He has all his shots, and we take him to the vet regularly. He's also been around lots of babies before, and he's super friendly to them, so he can't be a danger to her baby. My sister got mad, so she got my mom involved. She told my mom I was being a brat and that I don't care that I'm poisoning her baby? Is she like maybe genuinely confused about toxoplasmosis that can be caused from cats? Because that's a huge thing. If you're pregnant, you are not allowed anywhere near like a litter box or like cat. Like it's like you should be nowhere near it. And that's very real.
Wow.
But I've never heard it about dogs. I told my mom I didn't want to get rid of my dog. My dad bought him for me as a puppy on my 9th birthday. There's been lots of changes these months. Losing my dad, us moving, and now getting ready for a new baby. My dog is the last connection I have to my dad. My mom's not home much, and neither is my sister, so I feel like all I have is my dog. I explained to my mom why I don't want to get rid of him. She said she understands, he's important to me, but I need to stop thinking about myself and consider my baby niece or nephew. I said I don't even believe my dog is bad for my sister's pregnancy. She never liked him since dad bought him, and I feel like she's using this to get him out of our house. My mom said she isn't going to force me to get rid of him, and she'll leave it up to me.
Okay.
My sister's been mad at me since and keeps making comments about how she hopes me taking my sweet time deciding what to do won't damage her baby. They're both expecting me to, quote, do the right thing, but I don't know if I want to. Does that make me bad? Am I the a-hole because I want to keep my dog? P.S. My dog avoids my sister because she treats him bad if he's close. So it's not like he'll be all over her. Yeah, absolutely not. That's like, this is the weirdest power play you could make in this moment.
Also, you could, I don't know, get some sources, talk to a vet. Hey, vet, is this real? Is this a thing I should be considered? What shots should I give my dog in order to, not let this happen? Oh, there aren't any shots? Is it a thing? Right. Oh, great. Thanks, vet.
Yeah.
Dude, there you go.
Truly. So we have some comments here. Riri202 says, not the a-hole. Please do not get rid of the dog your dad got you. Your sister is being selfish and dramatic. The dog can't harm her child. Make sure you demonstrate that you're a good dog owner. Clean up after him. Take them for walks, etc. Make sure they're cared for well, entertained, and microchipped in case they suddenly become lost due to your sister. You've gone through significant trauma. Your heartbreaking loss at a young age. Your dog is your family. Millions of people across the world have dogs and kids. In fact, most dog owners have a family. Put simply, it's not an issue. Your sister is being uncaring and manipulative, and don't get rid of the dog based on her lies. Don't let them bully you. The right thing is to honor your dad's memory by giving that dog a great life with the person he bought the dog for. That's you. I hope you're okay. Stay strong. Feel free to DM me if you need to vent. OP replies to this comment. I've always done my best to prove myself as a good owner. That was my dad's condition if I wanted to have a dog of my own and learn to be responsible for him. He made sure I was the one doing the walks, cleaning after him, giving him baths, feeding him every day. No one else does it. Yeah, he got out once, and my dad got him chipped after that. And thanks. I appreciate it. My mom hasn't talked to me much, so it has felt like I haven't been able to say anything to anyone. My 4 cats 1 says, children that grow up around animals have stronger immune systems. You can look up information about that and share it with her, not the a-hole. You should get to keep your dog. Your sister is an adult and soon going to be a mom. If she doesn't want to live with the dog, she should find her own apartment. You just lost your dad and your home. it's not right to take the dog away too. And I did the Googling for you. Here's some info on the immune system. Recent studies in pediatric health have concluded that children who lived with pets, but especially dogs, during their first year of life actually had a better immune system than those who did not. Scientists have found that kids who grow up around dogs are 50% less likely to develop allergies and asthma than those who grow up without a dog. Once again, this is attributed to the fact that a child growing up around a dog will have a sturdier immune system. All puppy dog owners have healthier hearts. We've got OP's reply. Thanks. You didn't have to, but I really appreciate it. It'll be hard for her to argue over facts. Still, I don't think she believes they are bad for babies, but at least she can't use that as an excuse anymore. This is really helpful. OP replying to the question of, can someone else take the dog? We don't have any family that could. But even if we did, I still don't think I can handle him being away from me. I'm not trying to make this harder on her on purpose or hurt her baby. It just doesn't feel fair. I really don't want to be the bad guy here. And you're not. This is so unfair that they're doing it. You're 15. Can the sister stay with the baby's father? I don't know. She was dating a security guy for a couple months before they broke up, but she was also going out with some other guy I never met. A month later, OP answered someone who heard the post on the YouTube. She doesn't care if the dog hurts her baby. I talked to her about everything people here told me, and she said it doesn't matter. She doesn't want him here because she's uncomfortable. My sister changed her story now about it being because she was worried for her baby's health. She's still yelling at my mom, trying to get her to convince me to give him away because I already told them he's not going anywhere.
Yikes.
And there's an update. I hope this update is your sister moves out.
Apologizing.
I read lots of people's comments to this, and I was really happy to know I wasn't hurting my sister or her baby by having my dog around. A lot of you sent me good info. I decided to show some of what you commented to my mom and sis as proof that my dog isn't bad, since she was so worried, apparently. Also, I told my mom I'm not going to get rid of my dog because he means too much to me, and that would hurt him too. My mom agreed with me more after showing her the info and said my dog doesn't have to go anywhere. My sister seemed more mad after, not just because of the info, but that I told a bunch of strangers our business. She didn't see the post, though. My sister still kept pushing to get rid of him because she doesn't want to be around him while she's living there. My mom and her ended up having a big fight over it. There was lots of yelling and arguing for days until finally my sister said she's leaving unless we get rid of him. Bye. Sorry, you're allowed to make that decision.
Yep. See him. You're an adult.
And OP goes on to say, she said it like a threat, I guess, because she thought that would make my mom make me give him away. My mom didn't want her to leave, but that's what she ended up doing because I wouldn't give up my dog. She's like trying to weaponize her pregnancy as like a bargaining chip.
Yeah.
It's like, fine. Yeah, sure. Let the single mother then just leave. I'm going to move out as a single mom, as a single pregnant mom.
Sorry, little nephew. Hey, little nephew, did you know that you're like a bargaining chip?
Yeah. All because you what? Don't like the dog that doesn't even bother you? Like the OP says the dog leaves her alone all day because she hates the dog. Man, for months, it's been like this. She moved in with one of her best friends, I think, but she doesn't want to talk to my mom at all. For a long time, my mom was even more sad, and that actually made me start to feel guilty again because it seemed like this was all my fault, but it's not. It's your sister's, and you only think that because you're 15. Things weren't good for a while. My mom was talking to me less and felt like we were strangers living together instead of family, but she said it wasn't my fault what happened. So it's not that she was mad at me for my sister leaving. She was just sad about everything, and that made her not talk or be around. Finally, after months, Mom and me are talking better again, and she's actually spending a little more time with me. It's still not the same anymore, though. My sister still hasn't called us, and I don't know when she's due, but it should be really soon. Everything didn't happen the way I hoped it would, but I'm happy to still have my dog around. He helps me deal with everything.
Aw.
Thank you, everyone, for showing me I made the right decision keeping him. You guys made it easier to give them all this info about how wrong my sister was about dogs affecting pregnancy, and showed me I wasn't doing anything bad for wanting to keep the last connection I have to my dad. He's still here by my side, and I'm grateful for all the support. I'd be grateful for you supporting the full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you've got the power of the sun in the palm of your hands. The power of the sun being our entire archive.
Wow. That's a lot of emotional maturity right there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's hard when you've got siblings, which I don't have, but it's like
Yeah, what are you talking about?
because it's like politics. There's a dynamic there, and it's like,
Politics? I don't know if politics is the word.
what do you mean?
I mean, it probably is, but it does not feel like politics.
Well, I mean, it's just she's just trying to strong arm.
Oh, yeah.
She's just trying to say, yeah, no, we're doing this, and then there's no way to placate her, and it's like, yeah, of course it makes sense. You would feel guilty that it's like, did I do this? Did I make her leave? But you didn't. She made herself leave.
Yeah.
She's responsible for her own actions and decisions.
Yeah.
So, and it was literally over just coexisting with a dog. Didn't even bother her, wasn't unruly, was well trained. She didn't have to take care of it. It was just a bitter demand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like it's so emotionally charged, being as it was the father's dog. Like his dad gave him that dog.
Yeah. I don't know. They're just not on the same page. They're probably grieving differently, too.
Yeah, that's definitely an element I think we haven't even hit on this whole time, is like, they're like probably actively grieving their dad and husband. Tiny Lolita. Your sister has the choice to do her own research on dogs bringing harm to babies. She has a choice to do what she believes is best for her and the baby, no matter how unreasonable it may seem to us outsiders. While I'm not the biggest fan of your sister from your original post and this update, I'm also glad she has somewhere to stay for now instead of upping and leaving in the heat of the moment with nowhere to go. It's not your fault this happened. I'm happy you're keeping the precious dog and your mom understanding the situation. Maybe it's the hormones or something else entirely, but I'm curious as to why your sister is so adamant about her position to the point of staying with a friend instead of with her family. OP says she just never liked my dog.
All right. Well,
and that's the end of that story.
My parents want me to babysit my sister, but they refuse to pay me.
Well, you should have thought about that before you were born.
I, 17 female, have a 9-month-old baby sister, and I am tired of all the comments that I should always be babysitting her, but part of me feels so bad. Reddit, am I the a-hole? By the way, this comes from FastCover70, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. For context, I'm very close with my mother, 40 female, as she was a single mother for most of my upbringing and had me somewhat young, so we've always been close. My whole life, my mother has always said she does not want more kids, which is understandable because of the BS my dad put her through. This, however, changed when she met her now husband, 45 male, who is an actual angel sent from above. He is so nice and treats me and mom like we are queens. He took me in as his own when I was 15. With this being said, he expressed how much he wanted a kid of his own to raise from a baby, which is fair. Also, the mom's like pushing 40 at this point.
I mean, that's like, I feel like you can. It's probably the tail end, but I feel like now there's been like a lot of
40-year-olds. Apparently,
sure
there's
a
more
lot of
40-year-olds
science.
pregnant than 16-year-olds pregnant.
That's good. I think that's
Right?
good.
My mother agreed with the condition that they get married first to avoid everything that happened with my dad to happen again. Now to the story. I was the first person my parents told that they were pregnant, which makes sense because we were all so close, and I was aware that they were trying for a baby. At this time, I had just turned 16. Now, don't get me wrong. From the very beginning, I have been over the moon over the new addition to the new family. I love kids and have a history of working with them. I also have a brother, 11, on my dad's side, and grew up with many kids around. Big Latina family. So, I am good with kids and know how to properly care for them. Now, where the problem comes in. As soon as my mom got pregnant, my parents always joked about how they have a built-in babysitter since I'm so much older than the baby. They always talk about how I should help more with the baby. Now, I would understand this if I did nothing, but I help out a lot. I'm the main cook in the house. I cook pretty much every dinner, and I'm expected to be home in time to cook if I'm out, with the exception of youth group. I am also responsible for all of the dishes. Like, I come home from school every day, and my parents' lunch dishes are in the sink for me to do. I come home from youth at like 10 p.m., and all the dinner dishes are there for me to do before bed while my parents are already asleep. I clean the entire house every week. On top of all this, I'm also just busy. I do a lot, and I'm gone for like a week at a time pretty much every holiday. I'm away leading a kids camp. I have a lot of schoolwork as well since I'm in my last year of school and I do really well in school. I'm very involved at church as well as most weekends. I'm gone at some point at church. We all have a joke about how I'm never home because I'm a social butterfly and I get up to lots, and my parents never make an issue of this. In fact, they are very supportive and love that I do heaps. I'm a good kid. I don't drink or smoke. I don't really go to parties, etc. Sounds like me, but without the dishes part. But dude, that helps a lot whenever it comes to stuff. So that might help, but otherwise, it's a lot to expect a 17-year-old to do all the dishes and to cook. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, it's like 17 is like they're really starting to be like come and to feel like they're their own person, and it just feels weird to like kind of double down on like, I don't know. I think if you decided to have another child, it's like you need to know that you've decided to raise another child.
Yeah.
And it's unfair to like take the last years of OP's like childhood and make her the parent.
Yeah. The issue lies in how I spend my free time at home. I usually want some time to myself and chill in my room, either watching a movie, reading a book, chatting to friends, etc. I also, of course, hang out with my family and my baby sister. I love my baby sister so much. I love hanging out with her. I don't want this to come across as if I don't want to be around her or anything. I think there's a difference in hanging out with my sister when I'm home and babysitting her. I used to be a babysitter, and it's hard work. I think that if they expect me to care for her to the extent that I'm babysitting her instead of just spending my free time with my sister, I should be getting paid. My parents refuse to give me money for anything. They fill the fridge and pay the bills, but that's it. Anything else I'm expected to pay for myself, to the point that my mom has a notes page where she keeps note of the debt I owe her. But you're a kid. What?
You have debt now?
They paid a bill at school for me. Debt noted. They paid for me to go to teens camp. Debt noted. I'll ask to borrow $10 because I don't carry cash. Debt noted. I paid them back for everything, which is whatever, but that's just how it works.
Nuh-uh. What? That's not how that's supposed to work. Really? Like,
yeah.
You know, I mean, like, there's a difference between it being like, all right, let's learn fiscal responsibility. Like, let's learn the concept of debt and having to pay stuff back, pay stuff off. Like, my mom just did that with my cousin. It's like, my mom helped my cousin buy her first car.
Yeah.
And she didn't have to take out a loan. She just is like, I'm going to give you the money and then you're going to pay me back every month.
Yeah.
So
it works.
That's good. But this is nonsense.
Yeah. If you expect me to do a job that I used to actually be paid for and I invest my money to qualify myself for, I think I deserve to be paid, even if it's my sister. Again, I don't mind hanging with my sister, and I do it often in my free time. The difference is babysitting would mean clearing my schedule to care for her, feeding her, changing her, etc. My hanging out with her does get her off my parents' hands for a bit so they can do stuff, but if they want more, they can pay someone else that's qualified or pay me. I'm also not saying this as if I expect a crap ton of money. I don't expect much money at all, just a bit of change or something for my time. That makes sense? At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I'm moving out next year, and I already have plans as to what I'm going to do, but I just want to know if I'm overreacting and if I should just suck it up and babysit. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? It just depends on where your family is financially. If it's a tough spot where they're both working like a lot of jobs and they can't, afford it, and maybe suck it up and be like, well, you might have to do that. But if they can afford it, bro.
It's very contextually dependent because it's like, if certain things lined up, even if money was that tight though, I still don't understand being like, oh yeah, I'll make my 17-year-old daughter indebted to me. It's like, that's not.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure we've all had our parents like at some point be like, how much money I've spent on you over the years. I know I have. And it's like, but not in like a mean, toxic, terrible. It's just like something that comes out in a moment.
Yeah.
Because it's true. Kids are expensive. They're not cheap. But like, you can't hold that over them.
Yeah.
at this point, I'm almost like, maybe we get out of here. You know, do you have any friends you can stay with? Because it's like,
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Update. Quite a few people are saying I'll have some trouble leaving the house, but this is not true. My parents are 100% supportive of me leaving next year. I already have an internship on on-site housing lined up, and they're over the moon, excited for me to go, and are actively planning for me to solidify my plans for next year and the following. I don't think they don't support her. She does a lot of like social stuff.
It's
Just the at-home chores.
There's just a strange, I don't know. There's something, I can't even put my finger on it.
There's like an ominous vibe.
Yeah, ominous is a good word. There's just something like lurking underneath all of this where it's like, what's the real core of this, like the issue with the family dynamic?
Yeah. I am planning to use this internship as a gap year and save some money before I go to the school I want to go to in the South Island. We live in the North Island, and they have my back with this big move. We live in New Zealand for context. I appreciate all the concern, and I understand that this situation is rough, but you have to remember that this is just one small aspect of my life, and I did not mention any of the amazing things about my parents or all that they do for me. The reason I pay my school bills, only extra stuff, for example, my shirt or my sports class, is because I was homeschooled, as my parents are against the school system and did not want me in school. I understand why they think this. And I also don't love some aspects of school and how rude kids can be. I was bullied heaps growing up, but decided to rejoin school for my senior years. We are not in a super good financial situation, so when talking about rejoining school, I said I would pay for extra costs like this if that meant I could go. Okay, so that's kind of their financial area.
Yeah.
Also with baby, I never once been forced to take care for her or wake up in the middle of the night for her. It's just that they want me spending more time with her when I'm just in my room. I'm just annoyed at some of these comments, and I want the peace of mind that I am, in fact, in the right in this situation. With the debt ledger, as you guys are calling it, my parents put it in place because I used to be really bad with my money. They started asking me to pay them back for things that I didn't absolutely need as a way to teach me that money has value and that I can't just throw it away. It's a bit excessive if you ask me, but it's what works at the moment. It is also not insanely strict, like it's not down to the cents or anything. It's a rough estimate. And if I'm a little short, they'll just wipe off the rest. They are also up for negotiation over this ledger, and there have been times where I've paid them later because there was something I wanted to do. And you owe us, by the way, all your time and well-being. And the way to pay us back is to go to your favorite podcast platform, search up OK Storytime on Apple, Spotify, or iHeartRadio, and pay us by listening to all the 65 days of content we got.
You owe us 66 days. Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Yep. I'm just going to finish this out. I mean, there doesn't seem like, I feel like OP's got it pretty much figured out. She's a smart kid.
I'm confused now, though, man. It's like, how we went from, like, I was like, this is like so bad. It's like almost like financial abuse in a way. And now OP is like, I mean, it's not even really that bad. I was literally terrible with money, and they're not like down to the cent about it. And now I'm like, wait, where am I? What do I think now? I don't even know.
I didn't think it was
just did a 180.
I didn't think it was super forceful at the beginning.
Well,
I didn't think that they were really bad parents. It's just like, hey, we expect this of you. Just high expectations for a kid.
Well, also, I think I was thinking that there was more responsibility for the baby as well. I imagine
she has to cook, and then whenever she's hanging out in her room, she has to watch a kid.
Yeah.
My mom, as well as the rest of us, are doing the best we can with what we have. We come from a very dysfunctional family and are both trying our best to break those generational traumas. With this being said, my mom saved me from a lot, and I don't know where I would be without her. She is a great mom at the end of the day, but she has her faults, as we all do. My parents are not controlling of me either. I'm allowed to leave home and go do stuff whenever I want, and I have travel heaps by myself for some very long periods of time. They don't check my phone, they never come in my room, etc. They just have these rules with the cooking and cleaning and such. That's my way to help out around the house. With all this being said, thank you for confirming that I am in fact not crazy here. I'm excited to leave home and move on to my very exciting plans, and my parents are happy for me too. They have been supporting me every step of the way, and they're actually the ones that convinced me that I should go for this internship.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it just sounds like you got a year left of this.
I think I was just way off on the debt repayment.
Yeah.
I feel like it actually is it's the same lesson. It's like, okay, you want this? Fine, we'll get you this, but you have to pay us back.
Yeah.
Because this is just a nonsense thing.
Yeah.
And I guess I can get that because you're not saying, no, you can't have that. It's like, yeah, you can have it. You're going to have to pay for it, though. Especially if money's really tight. Like, if, that's the case, which OP kind of alluded to at the end there. Well, I mean, I'm happy that the family dynamic feels better than I was anticipating.
Yeah. No, it just seems they're very supportive of her going to like youth group and traveling and all that jazz.
Yeah,
And that she's a social butterfly. You just got to cook and clean.
I think the issue is because the title was, it's like they won't pay me for babysitting, but it's like, I don't know if they can. If the money is tight.
And OP probably seems like a very effective person. She's spending time with her sister where she could be spending time at a job or doing some other work. She's just probably looking for another source.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's
Angst.
the end of the story and the end of the stream and the end of everything that we know to be.
That's because tomorrow's a new day.